Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny gameplay video. Hey, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the latest patch, kind of sharing some of my thoughts, initial reactions to it. Now just keep in mind, all of this is subject to change. As with any meta, it takes some time to settle into it. It takes some time to really feel the ins and outs, to find the strengths, the weaknesses, the things that may be leveraged and that will be really annoying way down the road. Who knows, right? It takes some time. So anything I say here in this video, these are my initial thoughts and reactions. They could change down the road, just as a forewarning. But here's what I'm thinking so far. Do you want the good news first, or do you want the bad news? Here's the good news. Look at that crispy 3-tap with a gun that doesn't have a lot of range on it. I was using perfect stability on that ace of spades. Here is the last word. It's feeling pretty crispy as well. The Hawk Moon is also represented in this video, and the Hawk Moon is also feeling pretty darn crisp. Now, I apologize if there is a bit of a lack of auto rifle gameplay in this video. I did play with auto rifles and I did enjoy it, but I'll get to that later. That's sort of in the bad news. But the good news, look at how crispy these shots are with hand cannons that don't have things like rifled barrel or reinforced barrel, right, or rangefinder on them. Those things aren't 100% necessary anymore. And the range drop off, if you have rangefinder, rifled barrel, whatever, you know, you can sense a drop off, but look at that range. I mean, it's still full damage at that range. Here, you know, easily 3-tapping. If you're not in big open areas, I mean, the damage drop off isn't that terrible. You see it's starting to drop off there at that range, and that's with no range buffs on that hand cannon. So as long as you're using a hand cannon sort of in its intended range, you're gonna be fine. I mean, the good thing is that you can no longer lose an engagement and say, I did everything right. I aimed exactly where the guy was, and I just came up with snake eyes. And I died because Destiny randomly decided that I should miss. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen anymore within that intended range. Okay, you get a little bit less aim assist and stickiness at range. But now you see in this gameplay here, I mean, this is a friggin' 10 kill streak with the messenger and a sidearm. I think Paul's sidearm is a very viable combination, and on these maps that have these open sight lines, you know, things like 3 Little Words, the messenger, Parthian shot, right? These could be contenders. The thing that I liked the most about playing yesterday was that I was starting to see diversity. I was starting to see primary weapon diversity. It's something we've been lacking for a long time. It was fun. The Crucible was a ton of fun yesterday. Whether you agree with the changes or not, and there's some that I don't, and you guys know that. I've shared that. But the good news is that primary gameplay is feeling crisp and diverse. That is a wonderful, wonderful change. In fact, I took the messenger and sidearm combo into sweats against some known top tier players last night. And I mean, for example, in a match that we dramatically lost of Clash, me with a group of 3 guys, 2 of them I've never met before, and one of them is Genius, who I've never sweat alongside before. I've sweat against him before. We've never played together as a team, and we went up in 4s in Clash against Pure Chill and QQ and Pow Pow and Grim and their team. Right, these guys, they do this all the time. Messenger sidearm on Asylum, and I end up with well over, I was like 24 kills and a 1.5 KD. Against those guys with a messenger and sidearm, and they're all using hand cannons and shotguns. Yeah, it worked. And then look at this. This is a hand cannon from year 1 called the Red Hand. It used to be my favorite hand cannon in the game back in year 1. 0 range buffs on it for half of that match that I played with it, and then the other half of it I played with Send It on it, which is a very, very small increase. You're still looking at the overall range stat on that Red Hand is about half of your average palindrome. Okay, so it's still registering shots. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to use these guns again and actually have them hit what you are aiming at. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's the good news. Bad news, ARs, very, very small buff. Very, very small. So, I mean, if you have a God rolled Hakon's Hatchet, if you got a God rolled Answering Chord, Grim Citizen, you may be able to have a lot of fun with it, absolutely, but you couldn't, I mean, last week you could still have fun with it too. The thing is, you're not going up against full teams with Clever Dragons and Palindromes right now. So it may be a little bit misleading with how much success you're having. That may taper off over time a little bit as we settle into, you know, the new meta. People are always going to gravitate towards what we find out to be the best stuff. Oh, they always do. They always will. So you may see the success rate of ARs taper off because the buff that we got to most ARs was the 0.05% increase to your crit multiplier. We're not talking about a big buff here. It's almost negligible in a lot of cases, but so keep that in mind. Another thing I don't like is we got some nerfs to other things like quick draw and you know, basically kind of targeting specific exotic like the fitting aspects, right? They got targeted, or quick draw on Blade Dancer, so they're trying to create some little diversity. My approach to creating diversity is don't necessarily nerf the things that people are using a lot, but bring other things up. I would have liked to see in this patch more things brought up and less things brought down. Like shotguns got brought down, right? And I'm still 100% honest here. I don't think I like the special ammo changes. I really don't think I like them. A couple of times I've been caught in a spawn trap already, as I predicted might happen. Especially doing sweats last night. Hey, these guys know how to work spawns. It's always been a factor in sweats. They know how to gauge where you're going to spawn, and they will pinch you in there. And guess what? If they won the previous engagement, they probably have special, and you do not. So you have to try and defend yourself against a collapsing team that has shotgun ammo, etc. And you've got, you know, nothing to defend yourself with other than your primary and, you know, grenades. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. There's good, there's bad. On a really high note, man, I am absolutely loving how crisp primary gameplay is. My favorite thing so far is hand cannons. Just I love the hand cannon accuracy. Absolutely adore it. But there's also some stuff I wish other things would have been brought up and fewer things brought down. That's where I'm at. Give me your opinions. What are your thoughts on the patch? What are you loving using right now? Let me know in the comments section, guys. I'm looking forward to walking through this new meta with y'all. Catch you in the Crucible.